Most young people who want good jobs or careers have to continue education beyond high school. In Boston, a college education has long been the norm for graduates of exam schools, but that's not so much the case for other public schools. One attempt to change that is a program for Black and Latino students known as Passport to College, offered by the Boston Higher Education Resource Center. Joining us are the center's executive director, Samuel Acevedo, and a senior from Margarita Muñiz Academy, Giancarlo Guerrero. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to start with Samuel Acevedo about this particular program. What made this possible, actually?
I'm a first-generation student like Giancarlo. I was among the first in my family to go to college, and it was tough. And what we discovered is that the graduation rate and the completion rate for first-generation students, particularly first-generation Latino and Black students graduating from non-exam schools, from Boston Public Schools, could be better. And in 2004, the Passport program began as an effort to focus on first-generation students and failure-proof them for college. Not just provide them information on, we do that, finding the right college, putting your best face forward, writing a good essay, completing an application, but also things that second generation families take for granted, like how to budget your time, how to finish a project strong, how to prevent an argument with a roommate to turn into a one-way trip back to Jamaica Plain. These are things that my roommates kind of instinctively knew when I was a freshman in college, but I had to find out the hard way. Well, only about a third of all Latino young people who make it into, like a young man like Giancarlo, without this kind of help, the chances that a first-generation Latino young man going into a college like Salem State will graduate on time, it's about a 2-to-1 chance that they wouldn't. And what the Boston HERC Passport program does is it evens the odds. Since 2004, we've seen 87% of the young people who have completed the Passport program go on to college and complete college within 5 years of enrollment.
Giancarlo, I want to start with what you plan to do in the future. You're almost at the end of the senior year, so what's next?
So for me, what's next is I actually want to pursue a business administrative master's degree in Salem State University, and I'm going to be doing my undergraduate first, and I'm going to try to pursue a minor in marketing, but I really want to be a part of the community. And I've been doing a lot of public speaking, and I've sort of been exploring the idea of possibly getting into that line of business, because I feel like that's something I'm really good at, and it's something I really love, because I love moving people and I love making people see my point of view on things, and that might be a point of view that they never seen before.
Now, did you feel totally the same way before you got involved with Passport College?
So I think what Passport to College did for me was, because I used to want to be an actor, and I still have that sort of passion, but Passport to College involved me with people that are just like me, minorities, people who may not see the positives in life and have so many negative things going on with them that they forget to sort of have equilibrium and be normal and have opportunities like others who they might feel get more opportunities than themselves. So.
Right. This is BNN News. We're talking about Passport to College with Samuel Acevedo and Giancarlo Guerrero. Samuel, talk about this exposure to other people from the community, because a lot of the times we're talking about students, they are, Latino students, Black students, they see each other in the classroom. So what about the community that they're seeing through your program?
It starts with a Passport to College coach who spends 15 to 20 hours of her week. Her name, the coach at the Muñiz is Neisha Gonzalez. Well, Neisha is a recent college graduate herself. I don't think she's any more than 4 or 5 years older than Giancarlo. She is a Latina. She herself is first generation, the first in her family to go to college. And we're very specific about the term coach. She's not a teacher, she's not a counselor. A coach is someone, we define a coach as someone who's gone down the same road as Giancarlo, only she's just a few steps ahead and can serve as a guide to what's ahead. So Anisha Gonzalez spending 20 hours a week at a place like Muñiz weaves her into the culture of the Muñiz. She becomes indistinguishable from the teaching staff and the counseling staff of the Muñiz. For me, it's a compliment when students like Giancarlo can't tell them apart from the teachers there, or where the teachers can't tell Naisha apart from the students there. She gets it. She's able to inhabit the world that Giancarlo and her students inhabit, and at the same time allow Giancarlo and these students to see the world of the academy, the universities and colleges, and what professionals require of someone like Giancarlo in order to make it in that world. She becomes, in a sense, a liaison between both those worlds. The world that Giancarlo and other Muñiz students inhabit, and the world that they're about to inherit.
What was that like for you, Giancarlo, seeing these other places?
So I think what for me did it was just like Pastor Sam said, Naisha and all the other coaches, they really relate with the students. And I feel like that's something that's very important, because as a minority or as anybody really, you want somebody to be your coach who you can relate with, regardless of skin tone or color, race. It's very important for you to really see that, okay, this person has gone through something I've gone through. I could take their advice. They've been through something that I'm going through right now. And I think that's really important in any situation. I hope that answered your question.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Coming back to Reverend Sam here, the program's plan for the future, I guess you see this expanding maybe?
We began working with a cohort of 20 juniors and 20 seniors back in 2004 as a community-based program. In 2012, with help from our community partners, we began introducing passport programs inside Boston Public Schools during school time. At the moment, we're in 8 schools. Starting in the fall, we'll actually be serving our 9th school, Boston Community Leadership Academy. So all of the schools that we partner with are non-exam high schools, as you teed up in your introduction. Starting with the English, which is our BPS's remaining level 4 high school, the Burke High School, Charlestown High School, New Mission High School, Fenway High School, East Boston High School, the Margarita Muñiz Academy, Josiah Quincy Upper School, and as I shared, Boston Community Leadership Academy. All told, among those 8 schools that we're serving now, serving cohorts of, say, anywhere from 60 to, in a school like the Muñiz, it's every junior and every senior. It's 120 students. That adds up to a little under 1,100 students across Boston Public Schools.
Okay. Giancarlo, one other part of your experience in this program is you had to do some public speaking.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was amazing. It's as weird as it may sound, it felt almost weirdly natural. So the way I saw it was, I'm connecting to these people. They're listening to me. This is my moment to say my story, whatever I'm experiencing, talk about the help that the Passport program has done for me and Muñiz Academy. And I'm representing my family, people who have helped me. And I want to make them proud. And I want to make myself proud. I want to make you proud. So it felt almost natural because I grew up watching my father on TV. So it was, and I grew up editing his work and doing the camera work, and it's one of those things where I just saw the impact, even the impact that people have on you. Maybe you see people every day like, dude, thank you so much for your work, because you've brought them to see other individuals that they might have never seen before, or hear experiences that they might have never probably experienced themselves. And I think it's very moving, because I think the most powerful thing a human has is their voice. And if you learn how to manipulate the voice to create fluid sort of noises that connect with others, just like singing, just like any type of music, and you connect to people in that range, I feel like that connection is limitless.
There's greatness in each of these kids. I think that beyond, I mean, 1,100 sounds like an impressive number, but what really excites us, and I'm glad to see this spark. This is a good time for Giancarlo to have a spark, because he's about to go off to college. But that's the idea, actually, Chris. Every one of these students has greatness locked up in them. Now, there are challenges that they're each facing. Perhaps for Giancarlo, it wasn't so much the public speaking. Other students have issues with, say, their time management, or they've never really been in a home where they've ever seen a budget, which is really do or die if you're a college student, or project management skills, where really good ideas don't get expressed because they can't put these things together. You had mentioned expansion. One experiment that we're having, so the Muñiz has become sort of a pilot, where in the fall, we actually hope to introduce Passport earlier to students in 9th grade, to students in 10th grade, where these 21st century skills or the habits of the mind are inculcated in students like Giancarlo earlier. The Muñiz, we believe, we love all of our schools, but the Muñiz is important because we believe it's a harbinger of what BPS is becoming. It's 95% Latino. It's 90% first generation into America. 95% of those students will be the first in their families to go to college.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Finally, Samuel Acevedo, if you could tell people someplace where they can find more information about this program.
Again, this is the Boston Higher Education Resource Center, HERC, the Boston HERC. You could find us on the web at www.bostonherc.org, or call us at 617-442-5608.
Thank you both very much, Samuel Acevedo and Giancarlo Guerrero.